Your organization is perfectly designed to produce the results it's getting right now. The turnover, the disengagement, the burnout, the productivity gaps, all of it. It's not it's not bad luck, it's not bad people, it's the system. And I'm not saying this to be provocative. I'm saying it because once you see it this way, everything changes. The retention problems that seemed unsolvable become solvable. The engagement patterns that kept repeating start making sense. The culture issues you have been trying to fix with programs finally get addressed at the root. I'm an HR and people development professional. I have seen what happens when systems fail and what's possible when they don't. That's why I build the model to the way I approach things to diagnose what's actually broken and redesign it. In this era with AI, we can see patterns and fix systems faster than ever before, but only if you know where to look. But most organizations never see it. They keep treating symptoms, launching initiatives, running surveys, adding benefits, while the system keeps running underneath, producing the same results year after year. Now, I'm not going to give you today another framework. That sounds good in a workshop, but doesn't translate to reality sometimes. I have seen enough of those. You have probably sat through enough of this. What I am going to show you in this episode is different. I'm going to show you what a system actually is, not the organizational chart, not the value statement, the real operating system of your organization. I will show you the 4 areas in this episode where that system either supports your people or fails them, and how they are all connected. And you will know why the programs and initiatives you have tried have not worked. And at the same time, we will get into research, what actually research says about why. You will see the real cost of ignoring this is not just turnover numbers, but the cultural erosion that happens underneath. We will also look at how AI changes what's possible. Not AI hype, but specifically how AI and human judgment work together to see and fix what was invisible before. By the end of this, you will either see your organization completely differently, or you will realize you already knew this and finally have language for it. Let me describe something and tell me if it sounds familiar. Good people, your best people are leaving. Not the one who costs, the ones with energy, with ideas, with options. 1.5 year in, they are out the door. Exit interviews say better opportunity. That's what it always says. Engagement scores look okay on paper. But walk through the office or join the calls and you can feel it. You can feel it. People doing what's required, nothing more. Ideas that used to surface don't anymore. And energy that used to be there is not. Managers are drowning. They want to develop their people. They know that's the job. But look at their calendar. Back to back everything. And this made development conversations keep getting pushed. Our leadership keeps trying things, new engagement initiative, maybe in some cases better hiring processes, training, wellness programs are included. Each one launches with energy, runs for a while, and slowly fades. 6 months later, same problems. Same problems with some different names. Sound familiar? It should, because this is not one organization. This is most organizations. The pattern is everywhere. You just need to pay attention. And the reason is the same. The reason is simple but easy to miss. They are treating symptoms, not the system. Let me explain what I mean. A system is how an organization actually operates, not how it is supposed to operate. Not your organizational chart, not the values on your wall. How things really work, how decisions get made, how information flows or doesn't, how people are bought in, developed, supported, how work is structured, how managers lead. Everything is connected. You can't touch one part without affecting another. And that's the reality. And it is what is going to change everything. Your system is perfectly designed to produce the results it's producing right now. It's turnover, it's disengagement, burnout. And these are not the problems. These are the outputs. The system is generating them. If you look at the research, deep down research, if from cultural point of view, organizational culture, the Sheen research is really important. He showed us decades ago the visible problem, the turnover, the low morale, the poor execution are just artifacts. Underneath are patterns, behaviors, assumptions that drive everything. Your system is made up of all those. And if you don't address those fundamentally, that fundamental changes, then you can't bring change. You can say, now this is in very old research. We are in AI era now, yes. Things have changed, yes. But here is what has not changed. Human psychology. How people respond to systems. How culture forms and reinforces itself. How change actually happens in organizations. AI changes the tools, the way we work, but it doesn't change your basics, your fundamental dynamics. So this is important to understand here because we can't ignore anything that this is an old research. It's very important now because we can see in AI we can see patterns faster, which means we can either fix systems faster or break them faster. So when you launch a retention program to fix turnover, you are adding a program to a system that produces turnover. That's the contradiction here. The system absorbs the program, the turnover continues. That's why you are not getting better results. And everyone wonders why the initiative didn't work. This is not just theory. We see in our work, and the research backs it up as well. If you look at the CIP, the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, they published a major evidence review in 2021. Yeah, this is not really old research, led by researchers Johnny Gifford and Jake Young. They used what's called rapid evidence assessments, a rigorous methodology that systematically analyzes the best available studies on a topic. What they found was clear. Isolated HR initiatives don't produce sustained improvement. Programs launch, metrics might bump temporarily, then drift back down. Why? Because engagement is not created by programs. It's created by systems. How work is designed, how managers lead, how communication flows. Address one piece without the others, and the system pulls everything back. Burns and Jackson's research on organizational change, and they published the Journal of Change Management, examined why transformation fails, why the efforts fail. And their finding was most change initiatives fail not because the ideas are wrong, but because they clash with the existing culture. The system resists the workflows, the power structure, the unspoken norms. This is the culture. Your system is your culture. They pull everything back to the old equilibrium, back to the routine. So it's rejected. And if you look at Sharon Parker's work on work design coming out of research at institutions including Curtin University, and this research is published in MIT Management Review. It shows that how work is structured determines engagement, and burnout more individual programs ever could. You can have the best wellness initiative in the world. If the job itself is designed for depletion, people will deplete. The structure of the work matters more than the sport around it. And I personally observed that in an organization. People are burnt out. The work is burning them, and you're expecting programs to remove the burnout. So that doesn't fix systems. This just becomes noise that eventually fades because the system keeps producing what it was already designed to produce. Because the program is not going to change the design of your job that is making people burn. So what you actually look at? You are supposed to look at where doing system things are breaking. In my work, I always focus on 4 interconnected areas. I don't look at it separately, no separate buckets. I look at work through 4 lenses that I'm going to show you is going to help you as well. First, hiring. Are you bringing in people who align with what you're actually building? And what I look at is not just skills, purpose. Someone can be brilliant and completely wrong for your system. And here, no program will make that mismatch work. Then I look at communication, how your communication is working. Actually, information is moving in your organization both ways. When someone has a concern, can they raise it? When a leadership makes a decision, does the reasoning reach the people affected? Are they actually changing the behavior? Block communication and everything else starts breaking. Because people are operating on incomplete information and unspoken frustrations. Work design, then look at the work design. I look at work design, third part. Is the work itself designed for energy or depletion? Some jobs, by their structure, burn people out. I truly believe in that, and I personally have witnessed that. They will eventually drain. Other jobs the jobs that are designed differently, they create sustainable performance. This is not just about workload alone, because if we look deeply, it's also about autonomy, clarity, and meaning altogether. How the work is structured, it matters. The fourth thing, the manager's capability, I look at. Can your managers actually build people? Not manage tasks only. Develop humans, support them. Can they have difficult conversations? Can they see when someone's struggling before it becomes a resignation? And in this era, our modern work organization, can they orchestrate AI and human work together? That's a new requirement. And these 4 areas are deeply connected. Deeply connected, break communication, and managers can't lead effectively. Design work poorly and your best hires burn out. Hire misaligned people, and no communication or well-being program will make them stay. It's one system. Things are interconnected. Your culture is your overall system, how you are working. And the problem can be in one area, can be in 2, sometimes all 4 can be affected at the same time. The diagnosis tells you where to focus. Now you might be thinking, we have tried addressing these things. We have improved hiring. We have done communication training. We have launched well-being programs. We have invested in manager development. None of it stuck. And you are probably right. You did try those things. But here's the question for you. Did you try them as a system or separate initiatives? Because here is what usually happens. HR improves hiring. A different team launches communication training without having a proper communication system. Well-being has its own initiative without focusing on work design. Manager development runs through L&D. So each one operates in its silos. Each one optimizes its piece. And system as a whole stays fragmented, that's another problem. The trained manager to coach, then send them back to the system that doesn't leave time for coaching. You improved hiring, but you did not change what people were hired into. You launched well-being programs, but the work itself depletes people. The initiatives did not fail. The system made them irrelevant because systems read attention here first. And until you address system, they are connected, and you don't understand their interdependence and redesign them together, the pattern will continue. Now here's what's get interesting, because something has changed in last 2 years that make this work differently than before. We are all aware of that. AI. And I'm not talking about AI hype, replacing everyone with robots. Yes, automating everything, being human extinct like dinosaurs. That's not the opportunity. The opportunity is what MIT's research calls human AI collaboration. Using AI for what it's genuinely good at, while humans do what humans are genuinely good at. If we look deeply, we can see, we all know that AI is good at looking at patterns human can't. It can process signal across an organization. Really good at that. It can show you communication patterns, your engagement shifts, early warning signs. The intelligence systems surface insights that would take humans months to identify. So here is the efficiency here. It can spot when someone's disengaging before it becomes visible. It can identify where systems are breaking across hundreds of data points. It's really good at that. But AI can't make judgments. It can't understand context the way a human can. It can't have the conversation that changes someone's trajectory. It can't build trust. So you design for both. AI handles pattern recognition, data processing, early signals, a lot of things we are not going to in deep detail right now. Humans handle judgment, empathy, relationship, wisdom, a kind of AI plus human orchestration, parallel intelligence, you can say. Not AI replacing the whole human of the world. So we can't ignore AI at the same time. Both working together, each from their strength. This is what system redesign looks like in this era. And organizations that figure this out will operate fundamentally differently than those that don't. Let me be direct about what's at stake. If you keep treating symptoms without addressing the system, here is what happens. You keep losing people, the ones you most want to keep, your best people, because they have options and they will go somewhere that's figured out. And you will still need, in the AI era, you are not going to remove all the human beings, that good people are still required. And these people, they stop bringing ideas because of bad system, and they learn that the system doesn't change. So why should they try? That's not disengagement you can see on a survey. That's a quiet resignation. And it spreads. Every new initiative's going to be a noise. Here's another thing that would not change anything. People might become cynical. We are human beings, yes, not perfect. And they are right to be, because the system keeps absorbing and neutralizing whatever you throw at it. And the culture erodes. Not dramatically, slowly, quarter by quarter. The standards slip, the energy fades. And by the time you notice, it's deeply embedded already. Every month you operate without addressing the system, you are reinforcing whatever that system produces. You are training people to expect less from the organization and from themselves. And reversing that gets harder the longer you wait. So here now you have two options. Option one is keep doing what you have been doing. Launch another initiative, run another survey. Hope this time it sticks. Maybe it will, but if the system underneath has not changed, you know how this story ends. You have seen it before. Option two here is look at the system, actually look at it, diagnose where it's breaking. Is it hiring, communication system, work design, manager capability? Maybe one, maybe all four, who knows? Then redesign, not add programs. You use AI, take advantage of that where it is good at it. Build something that actually works. Systems can be redesigned. Culture can be elevated. It's not magic, but it's our method. But it requires being willing to look at what's actually there, not what you wish was there. The problem is mostly the system, and systems can be fixed. The question is whether you're ready to see it. In the next episode, I'm going to go deeper into more specific pattern. What happens when you keep hiring great people into the system that fills them? By the way, you still need people even in the AI era, and you want to keep best people. And it's not the talent fault. How to diagnose whether this is happening in your organization, and what to do about it. If something in this resonated, if you recognize your organization and what I described, I want to hear about it. Tell me what you are saying. And if you are ready to actually look at your system, not just treat another symptom, I am always happy to help. And thank you for listening.